What if we took Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen and swapped places with Monkey D. Luffy and he wanted to become the Pirate King? How would that go? Ooh. What's good with it, everybody? It's your boy, the Lose V Bree, and welcome to the What If Sagas. I don't know if y'all remember, but way back on the old Dragon Ball Z games, they always had the What If Sagas, and those were some of my favorite sagas to play, right? And I know that we all come up with What If Sagas in our head. So today, I'm going to be sharing mine. And this is, what if Sukuna wanted to become the Pirate King? But let's get straight into the video. So the first thing we gotta do is battle scale Sukuna. Now, we're not talking about manga Sukuna. We're talking about the current anime version of Sukuna. So everything that we've seen from him up to now, that's the version of him that we're using. The only reason we're doing that is because, I started reading the manga, but I'd rather wait for the anime. Not gonna lie, sometimes manga is better than anime, but majority of the time, anime is better than manga because you get all of those great animation scenes. But we taking the anime version of Sukuna and we dropping him right into the beginning of One Piece. So at this point in the show, Sukuna is at about 75% of his power. Thanks to these three dumb ass people right here. They decided that they were going to give him 15 fingers and hopefully he would grant them their commands. That's about 75% of his power. After seeing this, we get to witness him absolutely slaughter this man Jogo. Jogo thought that he would be strong enough to fight against Sukuna, being that Geto had finessed this man and told him he's strong as about 9 to 10 fingers of Sukuna's. Well, that didn't turn out to be true because this man got completely obliterated. And it's very unfortunate for Jogo because he is not a scrub. We see him wipe out a bunch of people in a matter of seconds, but unfortunately, he had to go up against the two strongest people in the show. And honestly, he kind of did his shit, even though he got his ass whooped by both of them and he got kind of embarrassed. He was still able to live for more than 5 seconds against these people. And while fighting these characters, he showed OP abilities that would easily take out majority of the One Piece universe. And this is Jogo himself. And Sukuna made all of that shit look weak. Dropping meteorites, destroying towns, obliterating everybody in the vicinity. He didn't manage to lay even a finger on Sukuna. So listen, after seeing this, we go take this version of Sukuna and put him right at the beginning of One Piece. And let me tell y'all something. If it was Sukuna instead of Luffy popping out of this barrel and seeing all of these people come up to him, talk crazy to him, talk shit to him, and ask him what the hell he think he doing, well, everybody in the vicinity, including Kobe, would have become victims. So right off the bat, just switching these two characters, and because of character tendencies, something so insignificant will have a significant impact on the story. Because Kobe will no longer be a part of One Piece. Kobe would have died right here on this ship with everybody, including Luffy's first fight, Alvida. Every single person on this crew is getting wiped out, and Sukuna wouldn't even have to lift a finger to do it. So look, I'm not even about to waste my time going over these next couple characters because obviously it will be light work for him. But there are some questions that arise when we're looking at these certain characters that Luffy fights in the next couple of scenes. During the early stages of One Piece, this is when majority of the recruitments took place. Luffy needed crewmates. Now, would that be the same for Sukuna? Because if we look at the situation that Zoro was in, Luffy saved him because of the kind of person that he was. But with Sukuna, offer Zoro that same hand, or would Sukuna leave Zoro to die, or even worse, would Sukuna kill Zoro? But let's just give Sukuna the benefit of the doubt. Let's say that he admires Zoro's strength and he allowed him on the crew. Then there's Nami. I do believe that Sukuna would need a navigator, so I believe that he will allow her to be on the crew as well. But then there is Usopp. So immediately when Luffy got to Usopp's island, Usopp claimed that he had an army of 150,000 people behind him ready to fight. Sukuna will look at this as an opportunity to display some of his power, and he would completely obliterate Usopp and every single person in that town. So no, Captain Kudo, you would not have a chance against this man Sukuna. And no, Usopp will not be a part of the Straw Hat crew.
船が真っ二つに割れてるぞ見ろあれをやつだうわ ロックリング、あの男です。我々の艦隊を潰した男です。あの男、あの男が、あの野郎、ここまで追ってきやがったんだ。俺たちを殺しに。もう死ねだ。
ゾウ、誰だあいつ。
俺が探し続けた男だ。鷹の目のミホーク。
鷹の目のミホーク。
世界最強の男。
Now this is the first time in One Piece, if they were to switch places, where I think Sukuna will really struggle. This will be the first time where he's actually challenged and he actually has to use full power. Because although I do think Zoro would still have fought Mihawk at this very particular moment, I don't think that Sukuna would let Mihawk go without getting his turn in. Because as we seen at the beginning of Jujutsu Kaisen when Sukuna first awoken, he loves to fight. And not only that, if he think that you're a strong opponent, he will not let you leave without fighting him. And I believe even at this point in the show, Mihawk still displayed his unbelievable speed and his unbelievable talent. So this is where it gets pretty interesting because we're at the beginning of One Piece and we don't know how much experience Mihawk has had, but we do know how much experience Sukuna has. He's been fighting for ages and ages against different sorcerers. So although I do think that Mihawk has the upper hand in strength, I do think that Sukuna has way more experience than him. But even at this point in One Piece, Mihawk was still known as the world's greatest swordsman. He was still known as the man who wiped out a fleet of 50 ships by himself. He was still feared by many people. Nobody wanted any problems with this man. So honestly, I do still believe that in a situation like this, Mihawk may emerge victorious. But honestly, I would rather leave this in the hands of you guys. I want you guys to answer me honestly. Who do you think will win in a fight between Mihawk and Sukuna? I think Suki would definitely lose this one, but sometimes I think that I might just be biased. So I'm going to go ahead and let y'all decide in the comment section down below who y'all think will win. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to go ahead and say that for some odd reason, for whatever reason it may be, Mihawk decided to let Sukuna live. So let's see how far he goes after this. And this is kind of when it gets a little bit weird. Because after that, of course, Sukuna will have no problem with Arlong. But Luffy ends up fighting against Smoker. Now, this is the first Logia user that he will ever run across. And at this particular point in time, he has not met Rayleigh. He has not gotten any training. So, Smoker will surprisingly be a challenge for him. And on the same token, there is literally nothing Smoker can do against Sukuna. So I think this is a situation where Sukuna will probably have to use his domain expansion and attack the soul of Smoker, and eventually he will end up winning if that is something that works. And let's say that he was able to defeat Smoker. Of course, no other person will be a problem for him all the way up until Crocodile. Now, in theory, if Sukuna uses his domain expansion, he should be able to win. But that may be the only way that he can win. Not just because of the fact that this man is a Logia user, he's also very talented. In the war, we seen him fighting against people like Mihawk and holding his own, and even up to this point today, he is still holding his own. Oftentimes in One Piece, we think characters are weak just because they lose to Luffy. But remember, Luffy has the power of the pen. Now, in a situation where there is Sukuna versus this man right here, being the fact that he can create tsunamis, he can drain people's body of any liquids, he could do a million different things, Sukuna won't have an easy fight against the man. I do think that he will have to use his domain expansion, and if it works, that would be the only way that he will win. But it's still debatable because Crocodile is pretty goddamn strong. Now, let's say somehow, some way he defeats Crocodile and he makes it past him. He pretty much blitzes through everybody else on this list after Crocodile, all the way up until God Enru.
黙っていれば何もしない。いいな。
So to me, this is where his journey ends, because even if he beat every single other person that we've mentioned, there's no way he's beating Inaru. Inaru is too fast, too skilled, too strong. The only reason Luffy was able to beat him was because of his Devil Fruit's ability. If not for that, Inaru would still be going strong and would probably have one of the highest bounties in One Piece.
Because
But
to
yeah,
me, this is where it would end. Sukuna would go no further than this. That's not to say that he can't beat people past this point, but this is just saying that in this particular matchup, that's the end of Sukuna. Yeah. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the video. And remember that you have the ability to make me famous. You had the power to put some bread in my hands. And all you got to do is give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. But peace.